Yo, people, Lateness is greatness. Welcome back into the building. You already know what time it is. It's time for another episode of All You Can Eat Chelsea. I've got some drillers outside, and I'm not talking about those type of drillers, because otherwise I'll be fleeing. I'm not talking about no Younes. No violence. Okay, there's no violence. It's 11 a.m. plus in the UK. There's no that. It's not that type of driller, but it's that driller.
Duchesne's outside your house right now, bro, with Sully ready to pop your head off.
So, apologies, not much I can do about that. They've decided that today is the day they're going to drill up the front of the yard, and they're going to do an absolute madness. But
all you can drill, Chelsea. All you can drill.
And some people are suggesting we call this "all you can't afford Chelsea," which is fair. It's fair, you know. It's actually a decent point. But I feel like we're coming hopefully towards the end of this saga in the next few weeks. We've got Katarina on Twitter, whatever her name is, chatting Patty on the timeline, making everybody's dreams come true. I'm going to get into about that. I haven't been covering this, you know, to the absolute nth degree, because I was like, you know what? I just don't want to. I don't want to. I am honestly already sick of this. I just want it over and done with. But before we get into all that, Miz, bro, how are you doing?
Yeah, good, man. Good. I just find the whole thing very interesting. All the different bidders and what they're up to and the strategies they're taking. It's quite interesting, and how royally your government is effing us up the backside, you know, without any lube either. You know, we're the ones who are suffering. So we'll see. Hopefully it ends. Hopefully, you know, as Younes always says, contest. We must suffer. It ends very quick.
Younes, my brother, how are you doing? Talk to me. How are you feeling?
I am suffering. I'm good, bruv. I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, man. I mean, you'd know this, Matisse, isn't it? Like, we are living in a Boris hypocrisy wonderland, and it's lovely. It's great here.
Yeah,
we welcome tourists. Feel free, come over and experience it. It's great. Apart from all that's going on at Chelsea right now, I'm good. Everything's good with me. All is lush. But yeah, Chelsea FC right now. This just needs to end, bruv. This needs to end quick. And again, still no shortlist. Waiting. So we'll see.
I think we may have to wait around, because they've asked Roman for 30 million. To bail us out.
This is what baffles me.
Hold on to your horses. Hold on to your horses.
I'll just drop that there.
Cheltenham edition, yeah? You just sanctioned this man and told him to get the hell out of here. We don't need your dirty money. We don't need you or your dirty money. We needed it 2 decades ago, but not anymore. We're done with that now. Okay, so get out the country, seize all your assets, everything's frozen, goodbye. But actually, do you mind just giving us 30 million just one more time? What?
Bruv,
what?
One last installment, please.
One last installment? Is this the Pepe deal?
Bruv, they've gone, we're going to have to shut everything. You can't, the club, not Roman, the club, you can't sell any tickets. We're going to have to shut your mega store. You can't sell any merch. Oh, but one sec. Roman, do you have 30 mil, please?
Your people need to be paid. Can you pay them?
Your club's running out of money. Why do you think?
We see what we did, Roman, is we took you out of power, but we carried on sanctioning them, even though they didn't actually have anything to do with the war, but we just kept doing it anyway. We forgot to stop pressing the button. You know, we were so excited.
What does this button do?
Just kept sanctioning. They can't sell any clothes. It was hilarious. They can't go to games. We're all chuckling. And then, funny thing is now, they're not actually paying their staff. So we need you to do that. Roman's like,
the audacity of your government.
Why don't you just let them sell their own shit? And it's like, yeah. Probably should have, you know. Well, that's all in hindsight now. Where's the 30 million?
It's shocking. So at the start, his money was a problem. Now, all of a sudden, his money's not a problem. Well, why did we go through all this in the first? bro, the whole thing, bro. Oh my god, I don't
see. You know what, Younes, you're onto something, right? Okay, let me understand this. You've stopped us from earning any revenue, and you've said that that money that Roman gets is tainted. Yet you want the same money to bail Chelsea Football Club. So what? So this 30 million that supposedly that's going to come through, that's completely legit. It's white as pure, as angelic as it can get. It is sent from heavens. This money. Do you know what I mean? Like, how is this money clean and all the other money supposedly not clean?
I wouldn't be surprised if the government literally go and get their ferry liquid and they wash this money by hand in Parliament and they say, yeah, that's good enough for us now. It is literally clean. And Roman's like, I've just ordered a couple tanks. What the fuck are you talking about? No,
bruv. You know what?
No, it is clean money. It is clean money. Send it in.
The government, they'd be looking at that money coming in. They'll be going, this money's already cleaner than ours. It's fine. Let it in.
Oh my god!
Do you know what? I mean, this is partly why I haven't been covering it. Thanks so much to Miz, who's been covering this like an absolute killer. Like, not daily, ladies and gentlemen, twice a day. I mean,
I said
because do you know, if I cover it, I'm gonna cuss out the UK government so much. Not only is my channel gonna get suspended, I'm be demonetized, suspended, and deported. Yeah,
so, you're arrested, bro. You're getting caught.
So, I'm gonna have to go and visit him in a cell.
I'm gonna be deported, and I was born here.
They'll find some links. They'll find links.
I don't talk. You know, it's just better I don't say anything. I'm gonna just talk about other clubs and stuff. You know, it's just better I don't talk about this one.
Do you know what else is mad, boys? The whole you can sell tickets for Champions League for your home and away. You can sell tickets for FA Cup in the Wembley, but Premier League at home you can't.
No, we can't do that.
Yes. Yeah.
So just help me, boys, to understand this. What is the difference? What is the difference here? What is the implication in this sanction? What are we trying to stop Chelsea football? And also, remember, this is all about punishing Roman because of the Ukraine war.
Yeah.
How are we punishing him?
So, if I'm not mistaken, the Champions League games, the tickets from there will go to UEFA, or the money will go to UEFA. The FA Cup game, now it's just Wembley. There's no home or away. It's just Wembley. So that will be going to the FA. So they got dollar coming in. And I think for the away games in the Premier League, I think that's just going to the opposing team at this point, or the Premier League. We probably won't get a penny.
So are you saying Chelsea never makes money out of any of these fixtures?
Normally, I think there is like a percentage, but I don't think there is now.
Not that I can see.
But fans will be able to attend, so that's done now. But for home games, there's already season ticket holders, and you can't take that away. So you'll still have the bridge filled with maybe about 25, 30,000 tops. We'll be like Bournemouth.
It just doesn't make sense to me, man. It just...
nothing this country does make sense.
But Roman, can we have 30 mil, please?
This country is not here to make sense. It's here to make a mess. Okay, the quicker you get that into your thinking, the easier it is to process. This country and its government has never been about logical thinking. That's why Boris was shaking the hands of the victims of COVID. You know, we're not here to make sense. We're not here to make any sense, my friend. No, I was here to shake everybody's hand, and that's what I did. And now I'm sick. I could potentially die. That's what I did.
Honestly,
but you know what? Because again, last time we started cussing them, my internet dropped, my camera shut off. They started coming through the window. I said, "There's a door. Just go around. You can go around the other way." You know that meme. Everyone's kicking down doors. FBI, put your hands up. Yeah. So I'm a fixate this episode into ranking the linked bidders because we're still waiting on a shortlist. And when a shortlist comes, that's when I'm going to be able to actually say, okay, now there's something for me to dig my teeth in because I know who's actually going to bid. Like I actually know confirmation, this is the shortlist. And I'm going to be able to be like, yes. But there is some names that we can reel off that are almost certainly on the list. We've got Todd Boehly. We've got Nick Candy and his, South Korean consortium or financial backing.
The Blue Football Consortium.
Oh. By the way, the names that they're coming up with for these things are just fucking cringe.
It's dry, isn't it?
The Blue Football Consortium.
So dry.
The Super Chelsea.
With that?
The proper Chelsea Consortium.
The True Blues.
The Minerals Consortium.
Why don't you just name it? We've got a fucking plan consortium. Why? That would be. I would wake up then if you called it that. I would be at your mercy, or I don't know, the statistical data consort. I don't know, just something that would actually be eye-catching. That would. Oh wow, these guys sound serious. Not the True Blue, not the London Blue, not the proper Chelsea, not the Cobham FC, not the Surrey Sexuals. Just something serious. Something serious, man. That I can be like, do you know what? These guys, they're not trying to give us the PR bollocks, but we're going to get into all that. Who else is there? Todd. We got Nick Candy. We got Ricketts. Lord have mercy if they ever get it. I swear the bridge will be on its knees, quite literally. We will if they get it, we will need a new stadium. I promise you.
Yes, because the whole thing will get demolished.
I promise we will need a new stadium. Yeah, all of this. Oh, will we move from the? No, we will move. We will move. We will be expanding. We will move. We will be moving.
The whole thing will be a dump site at that point.
Don't worry. You better be prepared to play at Wembley for many, many years. Yeah.
Bridge up in flames.
Anybody else? Is there some other groups that
Woody Johnson?
Oh, Woody Johnson.
Yeah.
Toy Story merchant.
Obviously, the Saudi media group. baby oil merchant. We haven't even signed a Damashore, so he's just straight away not needed. Don't need a discount code from him. All right, let's start with the potential favorite. Who in everybody's opinion is the favorite for this absolute honor of owning our football club?
It's even hard to say, isn't it?
It is.
I think you'd have to say the most sensible one, the one that is the least controversial. But I'm sure if all of us do some research in the next few minutes, we'll probably find some dirt, because no one's clean at this point. There's something probably we need to touch on as well. But if I was to say one favorite, least controversial, sounds quite, good with their planning, and seems like they can take over very quick, is Todd Boehly and the American consortium. They're the ones who, at the moment, not going out there like Catalina Kim doing a madness on social media. I've never seen a potential owner moving in that manner. So I don't know what's going on there. Obviously, Ricketts have a hashtag for that is trending on the hourly basis. Woody Johnson apparently similarly not favoured. And also there's a UK brother, Sir Martin Broughton
with Sebastian Coe. Yeah.
He's connected with Sebastian Coe, who's apparently linked to a Russian oligarch. So how would that go down?
That would be so much irony if they actually won. Can you imagine? And then 2 months later,
Roman coming in the back door. Roman coming back through the back door. Can you imagine?
2 months later, they're like, "That's a Russian oligarch. Sanction the club again." You idiots!
I think we missed that.
You absolute idiots, Chelsea. How could you do that? How could you bring Russian dirty money back into football again? How could you do that, guys? I swear, you was in charge of the bidding process. We just took whoever you guys. It's your fault, okay?
It's not me. It's you.
He's not UK owner. He's Chelsea owner. Take some responsibility. No more fans. No more fans. No more money again. Shut down the megastore again. It's round 2.
It's mad. Todd Boehly, man. Todd Boehly is probably, and obviously Saudis seems like all of a sudden it's a problem. Never a problem for Newcastle.
No
problem for Chelsea though.
Never a problem for the UK government, who will be using them to push their economy into the.
Yeah, and that's the other hypocrisy. Yeah. Boris coming out and saying we welcome Saudi investments. We welcome their business. And apparently you guys want to take away all your oil stuff from Russia and move it to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
But
we need that pipeline.
Yeah, but it's not okay to own Chelsea, though. It's not okay. Can't do that. Can't let you dominate Chelsea football, dominate Premier League. It's mad. Like, there were a few people commenting on to me the other day saying there is actually like a football rivalry situation within the government. Like, there is a group that really likes Liverpool or likes Man United, and they can't stand Chelsea. Like, I just find that so strange at a government level. Do you know what I mean?
It's tribalism, isn't it? It's the football Twitter of the government, ratioed. How many employees are Chelsea going to have? 12. I'm going to give them 10, ratioed, like fucking idiots. Like it's just a mess at the moment. I was going to go on to Todd, obviously part owner of the Dodgers. We've got two guys in the running who already have some sort of sports team currently, from what I know. Or obviously the Saudis have got maybe a couple of teams as well, but these guys have got the Dodgers, and then obviously later on we'll get onto the clubs. Now the Dodgers, from everything I hear, are run well. Yeah, they run well. Good feedback on that. Now he's not. Is he 20%, something like that?
20.
He's not. Yeah, he's
part owner.
Yeah, part owner. So, but he still plays his role. Now it would be nice if he was maybe 50 or 60, because we could give him more credit, and that would be more credit in the bank, better for the propaganda. But 20% owner of the Dodgers. Now I remember when this first landed on the table, and I think it's so funny to just like track how we feel about these guys, and then when worse people come, how much better we feel about other guys who suddenly wasn't really feeling a minute ago, but because you're pricking between shit and piss at this point. It's literally like you can only go so far. This guy, in terms of realistic like hope, is probably my favorite to win. I would want to pick this guy. Obviously outside of the Saudis, who obviously would just keep us at the top. But this is joined by the Swiss billionaire Vice, and obviously British entrepreneur Jonathan Goldstein. Now, my issue with these guys have always been, and any consortium, is, do you really have enough money? Because you're putting people together for a reason. It's not because you love sharing power and you can't wait to do teamwork. This is not an interview for Tesco or Sainsbury's. You're not going to about to sit here and lie to me and tell me I work really well in a team, and I just really enjoy working with others, and no, you don't. Okay?
I love stacking the shelves.
Stop the bullshit. Okay? Stop the bullshit, Todd. If you could do this on your own, you would. So why are you doing it with others? Because you ain't got the peas. Okay, so we've got past that. These guys don't have the South Korean backing or the Saudi backing. Is everybody here confident that money-wise they can handle this one? Like where is the big money coming from with this backing? Do you know, Miz? Like where's the money?
So the three that we've heard of, obviously, is Todd Boehly, Jonathan Goldstein, who's actually a Spurs fan, by the way, but he's a very minor also investor within this consortium, and obviously that Swiss Hans-Jörg, whatever his name is. There are others, obviously, that are involved, but that hasn't been made public yet as to who those other people are involved. So, look, apparently they've upped their bid to match what the Saudis apparently proposed, which was about something around 3.5 billion or close to that range. So you're not bidding if you don't have the backing, because the Raine Group will say, well, show me your financials. Show me where the money is coming from.
Which is what they're doing now.
Yeah, and apparently they've been advised, and the suggestions been provided to Raine Group, that please choose a particular owner that's not asset heavy. So, for example, I could turn around to you boys and say, hey, I've got $1 billion worth of assets, but Miz, how quick can you turn the assets into liquid, like money? How quick can it be cash? If it's properties, well, it's not that quickly you can turn them into cash. Property takes time to sell, goes through a process, so on and so forth. So I think the Raine Group has been advised that don't look at how much assets each of these own. What level of cash do you have in your balance sheet? And Todd Boehly and all these guys, they wouldn't put the bid if they were unable to show the cash. So I think wherever the source is, Matisse, they have it. That's the bottom line.
because I was reading that they're backed by California-based investment from Clear Lake Capital, who is 60 billion.
Oh, that's it. Yeah,
that's in assets, 60 billion in assets, and this is my thing with differentiating it for fans. This is why I asked where the money's coming from, because you can have, like Miz just said, 60 billion or trillion or quadrillion in assets, but you could have £2 in your bank account. You could, you can have all them assets, but Lukaku's wages need paying now. So what you ready? Because this brother making a lot of money. Are you ready? No? Okay. Then take your quadrillion and keep it walking. Do you know what I'm saying? But Younes, what do you make of these guys? Because they for me, they're the only ones that I'm not hearing PR bullshit from, because after Lukaku, and I was manipulated. Okay, I'm going to use my name as part of that. And one day I will make a t-shirt called Manipulated. I'm not being manipulated again. I'm not having nobody go on social media. I'm going to get onto their bid in a minute and wax lyrical and talk all the talk and then not walk all the walk when they come and then drive the club into the mud, because I'm going to have to stampede and we're all going to have to stampede at the bridge, and that's all long. I even got the correct footgear for that. I'm going to have to go out and purchase boots. I would personally just rather get someone who's realistic. And I always say that the only issue with Chelsea trying to be self-sustainable is the fact that we're not ready from a wage bill standpoint, from a squad standpoint, because it still needs cleansing. It needs therapy. It needs just complete, overhaul in some aspects. And then obviously the stadium. If we had all those things like ready to go, we could actually be self-sustainable. If we had a 60K seater, we'd be ready to go. These guys seem like a self-sustainable model. They don't seem like a model that's just going to, make us rich beyond our wildest dreams. They seem like a self-sustainable model. Yeah. But I do like the fact that they're talking about data and, analytical recruitment, Liverpool model. Now, I don't know if they're going to go down exactly the same route. Of course, they're going to have to hire people in this regard, but at least they sound like they know what is required, and he knows what's required from running the Dodgers and that being successful, how to run Chelsea Football Club in a good, competitive manner.
I mean, to go back to Miz's point really quickly, the fact that all these bidders need to prove exactly where their finances are, where that cash is. The Raine Group are doing that, and it's pretty clear. And I saw even Matt Law and Nizar Kinsella both say the same thing in terms of whoever makes that shortlist would have already satisfied the club. So if they make that shortlist, it's a green tick. At that point, it's okay. Fight amongst yourselves. May the best man win. At that point. So that's why the shortlist is going to be so key, because whoever makes that shortlist would have passed all of those internal checks that Chelsea and the Raine Group would do in order to be satisfied that they can take the club forward. If they can't, they won't be on that shortlist. So we'll see. In terms of Todd Boehly and that consortium, I agree. I think in terms of PR or noise, that's the perfect word, noise. There's the least amount of noise is coming from them. So that's a positive. As Miz said, though, you do enough digging, you probably will find something. But right now, there's been nothing. So that's cool. With the success of the Dodgers, and I hear that from people that know exactly what's going on in the States and how Todd Boehly is. But again, Todd Boehly, part owner, not full owner. So he's not the full influence, despite the Dodgers doing well. One thing that worries me, despite you look at Woody Johnson, the Jets are a shambles, apparently. You look at the Ricketts and the Cubs, they're just used for money. So we already know. The Dodgers' success, we have to be careful because the Rams are successful in the United States. They've just won the Super Bowl. But Arsenal fans despise Kroenke. So it depends how it's going to be used. I don't think it should be a deciding factor. That sports team in the States is doing well, therefore Chelsea will function well. It's a good indicator, but it's only a good indicator. So we'll see. In terms of that consortium right now, though, yes, they look stable. Looks like there's a good foundation there. There's no noise coming from them. It's all nice. So, yeah, definitely as a front runner, if you want to say that, despite the truth is none of us know. Not even the journalists know. Not even the bidders right now know unless they've been told something. So, yeah, right now it's looking like Todd Boehly's consortium seems to be the most stable one at the moment and definitely like the favorite. But will others pop up? I mean, like today, others have been popping up. we've heard in terms of this LA-based Saudi guy who did make a bid. Apparently, he's got links to the Jordanian royal family. We've heard that there's
Centricus. There was another company called Centricus
Centricus made it.
Yeah.
They made a bid. There's the there's the owner of the Boston Celtics who also owns Atalanta in Serie A. They've put in a bid that came out today. So you're going to start hearing new names. And right now, personally, I think the ones that have made the least amount of noise, the ones we don't really know about, are probably going to be the ones that are best suited. But we'll wait and see. Chelsea and the Raine group, I think, are doing all of their homework. So we'll wait and see what happens.
There does seem to be, and see, this is the thing. We can't hide away from some level of corruption, and people think,
100%.
we do need to talk about this. Actually, there's a lot of fans out there trying to be the police now. They're trying to be the police. Oh, we can't have Saudis. We can't have this. We can't have that. They've got this. They've got that. This whole selection process is probably a little bit tainted as well. Raine Group are apparently very close to the Ricketts family. And if you see the way Matt Law's moving, ladies and gentlemen, he's pushing the Ricketts family. He continuously keeps saying the Ricketts are favorites still. They're still favorites. But I know recently he has said that, okay, all the social media hashtag and one has damaged their image a little bit. But apparently they're still one of the favorites. So how's that possible? How are they not already been chucked out from the race?
They might have, again, when the shortlist is out, we'll know. If they're on the shortlist, there's some serious concern. Serious in terms of Chelsea themselves. Like at that point, we might need to rock up to the bridge again. So
there is a planned protest for if the Ricketts make the shortlist. Not if they win, if they make the shortlist, which is good because we ain't got time to wait to see if they win. Oh God, no. God, no.
Because again, if they've made the shortlist, it means the club are happy.
Yeah. If you make the shortlist, you're screwed, let alone if you win. I'm going to get into
the shambles, right, boys? Like, if they make the shortlist, how do they even, like, are they so oblivious to all the movement that's been happening? Do you know what I mean? It's pretty mad.
I just tried to
they put out a statement, I heard, like, they saying, everything that's happened, like, it was dealt with, and we are fully within the community in Chicago.
It wasn't even a sorry.
And apparently, like a Muslim civil liberty group are like happy, and I'm looking at that going, "Oh, executive director, okay, nice one, you're in the pocket." Like, mate.
Let's get into the Ricketts. I mean, we're going to be ranking these at the end, but I wanna get into these Ricketts because there's a whole ass hashtag saying no to Ricketts. And people will say, and I've seen people tweet, how comes you don't have, we'll start with the whole reason there's the hashtag, right? It's because they're making Islamophobic comments and racial comments as well. People are saying, how can you not have the same energy for the Ricketts as you have for the Saudis? For me, it's because I've directly seen, there is clear evidence, it is right in front of me, hence the apology, that the Ricketts family or the dad of the Ricketts family, who will be involved, I think, if they do buy, right? It's the family that are buying.
It's a Ricketts family,
right? So I don't want to hear people say, "Oh, well, we can't judge the brother and the sister and the mum and the auntie and the grandmother and the granddad and the cousin of the brother of the sister and the stepson." Listen, the dad said it. He is part of the Ricketts family. He will be in the ownership group. He is the one who said the comments. Everybody ruled out. Later. I feel sorry for the brother and the sister. I feel sorry for the auntie and the uncle. But you have to sort out your racist daddy, okay? That's your business. Your racist brother. That's not that's your business. Go handle that. Go take care of that.
Because it's an influence. Yeah.
Now, so from that standpoint already, he's screwed because he can't. He's not gonna be able to convince anybody he's not racist anymore, or like your whole your whole campaign for me is done. It is officially tainted. And I keep saying this. If something comes out about the Saudis, that particular group of people who we will be owned by has done something in connection, wrap them up too. Wrap them up. But for me, and this is just my personal opinion, feel free to correct me in the comments if you disagree. Keep it respectful. It feels like people are trying to paint all Saudis under one brush because of the way that their government is run. And you just wouldn't do that with any other society or group of people. You wouldn't you wouldn't go to the UK and say Boris is running the country in this manner, so every single British person that bids is wrong because that's how the country's run by Roman. You wouldn't do with America because we have American bidders. You're not go every single American is like Trump, who was the last president, who was, who they definitely made money under his leadership. They must think and act like Trump or Obama.
Yeah.
So,
or what America have done throughout the years. Let's have it right. But is every businessman that's American or businesswoman that's American like that? No. No.
This is what I'm saying. So, but with the Ricketts, circle back to them, they are, he is racist. And we can't have a racist as owner, I'm afraid.
At the end of the day, there's evidence here. Yeah. Like Ricketts, there's clear evidence on the table. It's undisputable. It's there. Yeah. Job done. The jury's out. Finished.
Yeah.
With the Saudis, for example, we hear things. Are they linked? Are they not linked to that royal family? Are they've had pictures together? Well, I met Dennis Wise. Does that mean I'm at his like flipping for dinner every weekend? Am I close? No, met him once. Like you can't do that. There's no clear evidence. If there is evidence, and all of a sudden it comes down the line, they're completely linked. They're in bed. They do things together, whatnot, and they're fully linked with what's going on that the Saudi royal family are doing maybe elsewhere. Then we've got something to talk about. But right now, from their camp, they've made it clear that they are completely separate and there's no involvement. Until there's evidence on the table, what can we do?
Well, because on top of that as well, it's like their actions are not matching the accusations. They want to have the women's team continue to develop. They hire, I can't remember the statistic, but they hire a lot of women in their company, in their group, in their media group. They seem to have progressive views, That's from what I can see and what I read about. That's the way that they operate. So
they know they have to.
This is the thing.
Of course they do. They know they have to operate like that.
This is the thing. One group, the Ricketts, categorically coming out in the public and making that statement being Islamophobic, which is Joe Ricketts. And apparently there's also some evidence of the son. I don't know whether his name is Ted or Todd Ricketts or whatever Ricketts is. He's also at one point mentioned the disease that's gone around as Kung Flu.
Yeah.
So you can see there's a difference, ladies and gentlemen. These guys are coming out and saying it. And then others, we're assuming they may have something. It may well be a very educated assumption, but there's no facts. And the same thing goes with Roman. All this stuff that UK government has, imposed on Roman. Have the government actually come out and said, guys, here's some statements that we found, financial statements, transactions showing from Roman's company to Putin?
We haven't actually been shown any.
Because there isn't, Younes. Exactly. But Roman's not stupid. Roman knows how to hide money.
Yeah.
So we could sit here all day long and say, we know Roman did this, or we know the Saudis did this. Show me your proof first. And this is my biggest problem, boys. We've not allowed these people to actually have their say and defend themselves. We've just branded them that, you know what?
Exactly.
No. Yet the Ricketts, who have publicly come out and said it, no, but you know what? We'll give you a fair chance at being in the short list. We'll give you a fair chance. Because racism's okay. The hypocrisy is
maybe they might get a 10-match ban. maximum, you know.
Honestly, it's mad. Like it's got to a point now, and this seems to be everywhere, and it's spreading like a cancer. Is now I remember when it used to be you're literally innocent until you're proven guilty, and now it's you're guilty until you're proven innocent, and that's just not the way it runs, but it shouldn't. But unfortunately, that's how it is. That seems to be growing everywhere now in that way of thinking.
And from a football perspective as well, I don't want these lot anywhere near Chelsea Football Club, the Ricketts. Because if
take the racism away,
because if we're talking from a standpoint of now just backing the club and being successful, every single Cubs fan on Twitter comes out and says, "You better stay clear of this, brother," because he's only looking to add to his financial. He's only portfolio. He's only looking to add to his portfolio. That's what they're doing. They're just trying to add to their portfolio, to make it as valuable as possible so they can sell. And that sounds to be, that seems to be the goal here. They don't run the clubs in a competitive manner. They don't look to reinvest. They don't look to challenge for anything. And that is, we would have to make the assumption how they would run Chelsea, a sport that doesn't sound like they have many ties to. Why would they care more about? It doesn't really make any sense. So from a sporting standpoint, I think these guys are potentially the worst, the Ricketts. They sound like they could potentially be the worst. They sound like Glazers, but even and this is where I want people to differentiate. They sound like Glazers, but without the revenue and without the stadium and without that. All of that, so they can still spend technically, but not spend their own money. We can't afford to do that. We don't have the capacity. I keep saying to people, we're not in. Everybody will look upon the end of Roman's time and say, we're absolutely perfectly set up. We're not perfectly set up. He set us up better. He set us up better. He's taken the club forward, but we're not perfectly set up at all. Far from it. We need this stadium. The wage bill is the second highest in the Premier League, I believe. And we've got a lot of dead wood to clear, and it's not easy to clear. We've been trying to clear it for years, bit by bit, little by little. So we're not perfectly set up to be self-sustainable. Until we get that new stadium, we won't be. And we need very good, strong commercial deals to come through as well. And that's why, at the beginning, I think last week, I said the best group we could get from a footballing standpoint is the Saudis, because they've got experience redeveloping a stadium, building a stadium, which is important. I know people will say, it doesn't really matter, but that kind of experience isn't going to hinder. It's only going to help. Hopefully it gets done maybe quicker, or there's less delays, or at least there's no mistakes. And they have the money to do that. Them building or expanding Stamford Bridge is not going to hurt their pockets. It's not going to be a long-winded process where we have to go to Wembley for 10 years or some shit. And they have the financial backing to take us to the level of being self-sustainable. And then we're good. But at the moment, we're not in that position. So trying to be self-sustainable from this point that we're currently in, it's going to be very difficult. And I think these guys coming in would be probably the worst thing that's happened to Chelsea in the history of Chelsea Football Club. Like if these guys were to come in the Ricketts, this club would be in the absolute mud. I can't say that for certain with any of the other candidates. Maybe Woody Johnson's dodgy as well. I'll get into him a bit, but I've heard dodgy things. I don't know about from a sporting aspect what he'd be like. But these Ricketts, no doubt in my mind, if they come in, we are absolutely fucked. Like categorically screwed. Anybody want to give him a plus point?
Nah, I mean, look, as I said, with any of these owners, if you dig enough, you will find dirt. So take the dirt away for a second, which is that the fact that they're racist, which is a massive dirt. They don't have a good history with the Cubs.
They don't.
The reason why they got that club was so that down the track they can sell it off to the highest bidder, because they know they've got themselves something. They don't care about investing in it. They don't care about the well-being of it. They know that if they put it up for sale, every dog and cat out there will come in and throw the money to buy that particular club. So I don't want that type of people to come to Chelsea Football Club and demolish us, because I'm pretty certain that's what they're going to do. They'll just, no investment, no nothing, put it up for sale again 3, 4, 5 years later. And then all of a sudden the Saudis are fine again. And then the bid is for 5 billion. Do you know what I mean? So they know what they're doing. They're probably thinking, oh, this is a bargain. Chelsea Football Club, 2.5 billion. All right, I have some. 5 years later, this will be double the money. So I don't want that. I really don't want that.
We'll be in the same situation again at some point soon in terms of selling the club, without question.
Yeah. 100%. I'd probably rank the Ricketts bottom. I know we're not even ranking yet, but I just want to get that in. I'm pretty sure I'll be ranking them bottom.
Even behind Conor McGregor, yeah?
Behind everybody, behind the Ghanaian man worth 7.7 million.
I heard about that.
I don't know what he was playing at, even trying to get involved in this conversation.
PR, innit?
Here he is.
I rate the hustle.
Yeah.
You must think there's a Chelsea Football Club in Ghana or something.
Yeah.
Is that the Turkish guy? That Bayrak guy? That
email.
I'm very sad.
How could you be so incompetent? Oh, I've got a multi-billion pound deal and offer to submit to a massive institution and sporting team. Got the wrong email.
It collapsed over an email.
I was so close to submitting the bid, Sheila, but I forgot.
I would have won as well.
Got the wrong email, man. I put Yahoo instead of Gmail. I thought it was yahoo.co.uk. It was actually gmail.com.
Oh, I put a .com instead of .co.uk. Damn it.
It's like when you're at school, remember? Like, but man, my dog ate my homework. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Dog ate it.
I had all the paperwork right here, Raine Group. And then the freaking dog munched it all up, man. Why did you print it out? I just wanted to be different, you know? I wanted to laminate it, print it out, bring it to you in person, put it in a nice folder, nice booklet. Can you extend the deadline? Mate, this is not a uni assignment. This is a fucking football club, yeah? Get your act together. If you don't have the capacity, then, you know, if you don't have the facilities, then just keep it stepping. I want to touch on, we've touched a bit on the Saudis. We touched on them more last episode, so I'm not going to touch on them again too much. We touched on Todd. We touched on the Ricketts. But we haven't spoken on Nick Candy and his South Korean financial backing group.
Candy Man.
And Candy
Crush,
and
people we call it.
Candyman and Catalina. Yeah? I mean, Candyman, I'm going to talk on, but I'm going to start with Catalina. I don't think I want an owner who's taking advice of Pacey Pulisic on Twitter.
Pacey
Pulisic.
I don't think I want an owner that's taking advice from Hazardous Hazard or, you know, keeping up with Cho. You know, I don't think I want that.
Have you seen who she follows, Matisse? Did she follow you? I'm surprised.
I don't know, because by the time I'd clicked on her, she'd unfollowed a lot of the big Chelsea Twitter accounts.
She follows.
By the way,
hang on, is this on Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh my, so no. What? So she follows all these accounts?
Like Alex Goldberg, PYS, Con.
You're kidding?
Yeah. And then I see people tweeting her. I'm not going to name names, but I see people tweeting her, "Dear Catalina, comma," and then here's some Chelsea. Here's some Chelsea accounts you should really follow that show the majority of the Chelsea fan base's opinion. First of all, who told you that those people reflected the majority of the Chelsea fans' opinion? But it doesn't matter. Second of all, why are we handling the potential ownership of the football club like shout outs on Twitter for here's some new accounts, get me to 1,000 followers? What the fuck is going on here? Do you people see what you're reading and what you're doing and quantify that and look at that and think, hold on a second, this is the potential owner and backing of the football club, and we're giving out shout outs on Twitter to get her to 1,000 followers. Follow me, I've got the best idea. Let's buy Koundé, Tchouameni and Dembele. No, I want Hazard. Can you get us Hazard? Yes, I can. Don't worry about it. I promise I'll get you Hazard. What the fuck are we doing? This is the ownership of Chelsea Football Club, and you man are treating it like as if you're about to hand off your ultimate team to one of your mates on FIFA. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. The fact that Chelsea fan base is lapping this shit up, it disappoints me to the nth degree. You people are seeing PR before you in the most shameless, obvious way I've ever seen a PR stunt, and you're falling for it. Nick Candy has been chatting patty with the Sun, with the Daily Mail, with the Daily Mirror. Fuck it, maybe even the Royal Mail as well. But the Postman, he's been chatting shit, talking about Lampard's goal against Stoke and singing the proper Chelsea songs, and not a single plan. Not a single plan of action. Not a single data-driven or cohesive plan that could actually help the football club. No strategy, no detail, just bullshit PR and sing songs and Super Frank. He should have not been sacked as early as he was. You know, we should have kept with him. What's he going to say next? We need all the legends in this coaching staff. Well, that will get everybody on board, isn't it? We should never have let Josh McEachran go. Never. Made a massive mistake. Has this guy got a statement I can read out? Because I'm pretty sure he does, doesn't he? The fact that people are falling for this is sad. I'm not gonna lie. It's very sad.
I've just seen all of this on her page, and I am flabbergasted, bro. This is mental.
Bro, Younes, you don't understand. It was all unfolding yesterday, and
yeah,
I was like, "What is going on?" People are DMing her. She's replying back with
she's
a
legit. Wow.
She's legit.
Oh, she's
Matt Law's even said
Matt Law
this
gave
is
her
her
a shout
account.
out. Yeah. You are my favorite Chelsea candidate. I hope you succeed. Good luck with your bid. Everybody here hopes you fulfill your promises with Nick Candy and keep Chelsea at the height of football. Really hope next year. Please do all you can to win race for Chelsea. Save my club from horrible Ricketts family. Can you buy us Dembele, Tchouameni, and Hazard? We'll try our best. What the fuck is this, man? What is this?
It's not serious. It's not serious.
What?
You can't be serious like that, man. That's stupidity.
Do you know what? At this point, I want somebody that has not said a fucking word.
Exactly.
Not a word. Not
Todd
a
Boehly.
word. No serious people conduct themselves like this on Twitter.com. If I had the money to buy the football club, even though I have Twitter and I'm very active, I would shut that shit off and get around the table with the people that I'm dealing with and negotiating with. You wouldn't hear a peep out of me. I'm not here. I wouldn't be here to make you feel okay about it and try and appease to you. I would be making sure that I actually am going to be able to do what I need to do. I don't need to go public. I'm gonna do it behind the scenes and be actually prepared and ready to do that.
Real.
What's all this? Chatty tacky with.
Here's the twist, though, boys. There's a little bit of a thought process that's gone around that she might have done this off the back of the hashtag No to Ricketts trending so crazily. She thought, wait a minute, maybe I can get my voice out there and get the fan base on me. And apparently she started a hashtag as well, boys. Apparently there is a hashtag for her now. But a lot of people are saying she was trying to get the Chelsea fans to go, to support her, so that the bid can be shortlisted, obviously. But
Miz,
I just don't think it's a good look. I
always worry when anybody who's trying to take over something is this driven by social media marketing and trying to persuade the people to this degree, instead of actually just putting together your shit behind the scenes, doing the business correctly in a professional manner and keeping it stepping. Why do we need a hashtag for you? Why, if you're so good, why do we need a hashtag for you? That's my question. If you're that fucking good, you don't need a hashtag, because you're so good that you're going to be able to beat all the other bidders. Yeah, you should be able to beat the racists. You should be able to beat the Saudis who can invest in the UK economy but can't invest in Chelsea. You should be able to beat Woody Johnson. You should be able to beat Todd And you should be able to, you should be able to go in there and you should be able to absolutely blow everybody away, walk out with the ownership and do your thing. Why do you need all of this extra layers on top of the cake? Why do you need a hashtag? Why do you need to be communicating? You're meant to be a wealthy woman, and you're here communicating on Twitter, replying with Chelsea fans who don't really know what they want. I don't want I don't want the club to be run by Chelsea fans on Twitter. I wouldn't want the club to be run based on my opinions. I wanted Lukaku. The fuck? You don't listen to me. You don't listen to Chelsea fans. We were tap dancing, twerking for Lukaku a couple months ago. What the fuck are you listening to us for? You should be the smartest people. You should be smarter than Tuchel. That's what Edwards was. That's what the people that surrounded Klopp were. They were too smart for everybody. Liverpool fans weren't saying, well, at least the vast majority, do you know what? We should definitely go and spend 75 million on Van Dijk. Or we should definitely go and spend money on Salah. They would have said Mbappe, you know? If he was around back then, I think he was a bit young. But they would have went for the obvious. Fans are always going to go for the obvious because we're not scouts. I don't want you on Twitter listening to what, you know, touching Tuchemeni says. What?
I
ain't even got the nicknames. I'm flabbergasted. I'm absolutely flabbergasted. That this is how anybody thinks a contender should be acting. For me, it's only alarm bells that are ringing off in my head. I'm not gaining any confidence from the way that she's moving. The way Nick Candy is constantly can't stop talking.
Yeah.
Can't stop talking, you know. I think he's spoken about the government. He's spoken about Chelsea. He's spoken about Manchester United. He's spoken about Liverpool. He's spoken about the way we'll run. We spoke about the stadium. Spoke about Roman. Brother, if you speak anymore, you may as well start a fucking podcast. Come and sit next to us. Make it a famous four. Why don't you come sit with us? You come on this show and you come and sit here as well. And all four of us will run the All You Can Eat Chelsea show because you got more to say on Chelsea than we do.
It's crazy, bro.
And apparently, Nick Candy anticipated the war in Ukraine. They could see that it was about to start. And apparently there's some words that instigated a conversation with the government saying, what you guys going to do about Roman? He saw an opportunity. He sensed an opportunity, and he was the one. Apparently, these are some of the words that's going on. Leaked information. Apparently, a party that he was taking part in during probably lockdown.
Party, yeah?
Yeah, it could be. And apparently, he spoke to some of the government officials saying, "Hey, Roman's Russian, and Russia's about to invade Ukraine. We need our Chelsea back. What are you gonna do?" So,
I mean,
guys, I know.
I don't know how he's been manipulating this whole situation. So, yeah,
the whole thing is mad. To go back to that Catalina girl, bruv. Like, it screams insecurity. If you are that desperate to try and be that transparent on social media to please any comment that comes across you, you ain't ready to do big business, man. You're just not, because you're gonna down the line, you're just gonna keep falling for any suggestion that gets thrown in your face, and you can't do that. Running a football club, you need to be solid, and you sometimes need to go against the majority for the long-term running of the club. There are decisions in the past that we've looked at Roman and gone, bruv, what are you doing?
Yeah,
decision taken, bruv. We're going this way. You either take it or you leave.
Do you know what this stinks of?
Be like that sometimes. It's like when the amount of managers that have been sacked. You know, when Carlo got sacked, when Jose got sacked, all of us were like, "What? Are you mad?" Like I was. And in terms of after that, you know what? It worked. It worked.
Do you know what this stinks? Do you know
down a different route, but it worked. This stinks.
Do you know what this stinks of? This stinks of Manchester United. Even with financial backing, I wouldn't trust these lot because the way that they think, I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
The way that they're wired right now to think, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed with the way that they're constantly trying to look correct with their thinking.
You've got to keep your cards close to your chest.
We should 100% keep all of the existing structure. We should We should 100% keep doing exactly what we've done. We shouldn't really make too many changes to the hierarchy. We should 100% bring Hazard back. Yes, I like that idea. And Lampard's goal in 07. And bro, it's too much pandering. It's too much pandering, and it's too much. It's actually, I actually don't feel like they're going to change what needs to be changed. I feel like they're going to go down the
vibes.
The vibes route, the atmosphere route, the Chelsea way.
Nick Candy said Frank Lampard left too early. So if Nick Candy was our owner, Frank would still be managing us.
We'd be running on vibes.
Maybe not
Cross
now.
and Salah. That's good enough.
It would have been definitely there for a lot longer. I just look at the situation. I say to myself, these guys look like the kind of people that will come in. They may spend, but I keep saying it. Spending is not the only thing you need to do. If you just spend, you end up like Manchester United. I don't want that. I don't want us to be the next Manchester United where we spend money, but we're still shit. That's not the plan here. These guys sound like they are willing to potentially spend. They got the back in, cool. But they don't sound like they'll spend correctly. I don't know what it is. It's giving me very bad vibes with the way they're giving me very bad vibes with the way that they talk, the over-the-top eccentric publicity stunt, the PR, the statement. Yeah. Lampard's goal against Stoke in 07. We hate Tottenham. Bruh, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. What's the plan?
Yeah.
You're not a Chelsea fan who's been going to games for 60 years who now is running. No, I don't want that type of fan running the club either. Same way I wouldn't want Pacey Pulisic on Twitter. I wouldn't want a 55-year-old Chelsea fan, legacy fan to run the club either. I need balance. Need balance. Yes, you love the club, but don't love it too much now. Don't love it in the wrong ways. You can care about it. You can want to invest in it. Don't love it to the point now where you're emotionally making decisions where fucking Darren Fletcher's in the hierarchy and fucking Michael Carrick's in the coaching staff. Fucking Ollie's got a 4-year contract with 400. Don't be that emotionally attached now. Don't fucking do that. Don't come in here and hire a bunch of legends and start throwing money at them and do all that shit. If this don't work out of Tuchel, don't come with that bullshit. This is why I'm leaning towards Todd, because Todd might not have the same finances as Nick Candy with the South Korean backing, but he's not coming out and saying a load of bullshit. And it seems like as if he understands how he needs to run a successful football club.
Yeah.
He seems like he understands that, yes, we're going to have to be smarter with our recruitment. And he's got a plan as to how he's going to do that. I don't know if it's going to work, but he seems like he's got a plan. These lot don't sound like they got a plan. They just sound like they're chatting shit constantly. And they're talking too much now. Say, you know when you just over talk? It's like when you're with your parents when you was little and you're in the shop and you want the toy or you want the sweet, but you've talked your way out of it now because you wouldn't shut up. Yeah. They said, all right, stop talking. Let me finish the shopping and then we'll pick something up at the end. And then you just kept talking and kept saying, oh, but I want this, I want that, I want this. All right, shut up, you're not getting nothing now. That's what it feels like. Just too much talking.
Exactly.
Way too much talking.
Go on. Yes.
No, I was just going to say, when you look at all of these bidders, right? The most quiet ones at the moment, actually, the quietest ones. We haven't heard a peep. We haven't heard a word. We haven't received a statement. There's been nothing. Yeah. It's Todd Boehly's group and the Saudi media group.
Yep.
That's it. We haven't heard, we've heard a statement from Sebastian Coe, Martin Broughton. We've heard a statement from the Ricketts because of what's happened. We've heard whispers and whatnot from others, now including these lot. Nick Candy's been speaking left, right, and centre. We've been hearing. Those two, not a peep.
The one big thing that I like about Todd Boehly, and I know some people might sort of get irritated about this, he's probably the only one that is looking at us how to make Chelsea Football Club self-sustainable, that if one day again one has to sell the football club can run on its own.
Exactly.
No other owner is the Saudis. Lots of money. But I've not seen their plan or anything like that to make us self-sufficient. Yeah, they've got plans about redeveloping the stadium and whatnot and promoting women's team, but they're not actually talking about we want to make smart recruitments. We want to have the smart people in the right places to make the right decisions. Todd Boehly
They've been ultra quiet. Yeah.
Exactly. Todd Boehly's at least come out and said, look, I know how to do this, and I know how to do it the right way. Don't expect me to be Roman. I'm not going to just throw money for the sake of throwing money.
Good.
I'm going to throw money in the right areas to make sure that you guys are kept safe for the future. And that, honestly, boys, I know a lot of people will say, but Miz, I can't wait for 5 years for another trophy. It's okay to wait a little bit to make us self-sustainable. And then you have the situation like Liverpool, who are constantly challenging now. Now, a lot of people will say, but Miz, what's the Liverpool one? The thing is, they're just we as a whole are just in an unlucky era where you've also got Pep and Man City. It's not easy to win every time.
And organization.
Exactly. So at least Liverpool's challenging on every front. Can we say that we are challenging on every front? Besides Champions League and the domestic, we're not challenging in the Premier League. No. We haven't challenged in the Premier League for a long time.
5 years.
At least Liverpool can say, do you know what? Yeah, we won a league and they may even win this one, but we've given City a proper go.
Yeah.
Proper go. We're like 20, 30 points behind.
People can't pretend that they didn't watch Liverpool get 97 points and Man City get 98. People can't pretend like Liverpool aren't competing. You can run jokes and banter and tribalism and say, oh, they've only won one. Cool. Yeah, I can do that too. But at the end of the day, Liverpool and Manchester City have been up there competing. And Liverpool, like you said, they are maybe the Arsenal to the Manchester United, or they're just unfortunate that they're competing with a team that have money and strategy, with the scouting. That's the dream, right? Is to have both. But Liverpool are still, they're up there. And as a football fan, that's all you want to be, is up there. You have no divine right to win every trophy. Yeah. You have no divine right to pick up a Premier League every 2-3 years. You want to, you have no divine right to do so. But the very least you want Chelsea is to be competitive, going for everything every year, feel like you can win it. That's all I ask. As long as I can step into a season saying Chelsea can win the league, or I think Chelsea can compete, that's all we need. But if we start moving like Man United, no. That's not going to work.
The thing as well, because we can't compare too much. I mean, like Chelsea, for example, it looks like we flourish in chaos. Whenever something chaotic's happening, all right, we'll win a cup. It's just, no one does that. So in terms of comparing and trying to be exactly like how, for example, Liverpool or City are, we can't do that. Liverpool, City are City. But imagine us with a proper model. Like, we function in chaos. Can you imagine if we didn't have to function in chaos, but we're still functioning, and we're
maybe we should not get a new owner until the end of the Champions League campaign.
Maybe we might actually go back to back, but it seems to be in our DNA, and each club has their DNA. And I know people sometimes hear that and go, well, yeah, but what does DNA actually mean? It goes back. It's a consequence of all the circumstances that the club has been through to bring it to where it is now. You can't change that. That's its own journey, which is why it's important. You've got to focus on your own journey and not try to be someone too hard. But you want to compete. You want to try and get yourself to a level. So use what's made you get to this point now and take it further. Us, in terms of the model we have now, there's some broken areas. And as you said, we've not competed in the league in 5 years. In terms of using what's worked for us and adding to it to bring us stability, we need that stability. If we have that stability, oh my God, I honestly believe it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Even with City and it's a wrap. And we'll be up there. We might not win everything.
At least we'll be with them.
But we'll be there, man.
They're very well run, and they've got 2 top managers. But I want Chelsea to be that third. 3 teams at the top, consistently, without doubt, stability, stable, competing. Because Liverpool, Man City are not going anywhere. You can see it with Liverpool's transfers. They're on fucking point. Their recruitment is ridiculous. So good. It's probably the best recruitment in the league right now. That's fine. There's always going to be other teams that get it right as well, but we have to be there with them. I don't want to see Chelsea falling into the Arsenal, Man United, Tottenham pack of top 4. It's why throughout the whole season, I've literally just said, I'm not involved. I'm not involved. I'm not involving myself in this top 4 discussion. We need to beat Arsenal when we play them, whenever that fixture is rescheduled, and just put, you know, some serious distance in between us and them. I don't even want to be involved. But, you know, it's one of those things where I just think, in order for us to be self-sustainable, we're not in the perfect position. And I do worry about this stadium situation. But if they can afford, and I'm hoping that everybody that's coming forward can afford to actually do this.
They have to. Yeah.
Just quickly to add final point on this. Last season when we won the Champions League, were we the favourites to win it?
No, we're never the favourites. We win
the favourites to win it.
We're not even the favourites now. We're the holders.
Yeah.
And if someone says, "Oh, but you guys spent a lot of money," yeah, we did, but none of those players clicked. What was the biggest component was Thomas Tuchel and the philosophy we created last season.
Yeah.
So that should give you an idea. It's not the money. Yes, you're going to have to bring in new players, of course, but it's not about let's bring in another 100 million player. Let's bring in, another 150 million. Apparently, Declan Rice is 150 million. Let's bring him in.
Nope.
Whilst Liverpool are getting Luis Diaz for 35 mil.
Yeah. Look at PSG. Look at the chaos, bruv. All that money.
They letting Cuckoo go. They're letting Cuckoo go to Leipzig. They let Diaby go. They let all these talents, French talents, go. Instead of doing what Bayern Munich are doing and kind of fleecing the league, they decide to go for the super juggernauts. And it hasn't taken them any further.
It's not about money.
Before we get to what was I going to say before we get to Woody Johnson? Oh yes, I was going to quickly segue as we keep going through these owners, but I was going to quickly segue to Chelsea pitch owners and Chelsea supporters trust group.
Yeah.
We speak about manipulation and power all the time, but with these groups, and I've got them both linked in the description, so it's no agenda or anything like that. But can we trust them to 100% make sure that they select or put forward the right people? And because the fact that there's even a meeting with the Ricketts, for me, I'm questioning why. Why are you even having the meeting? What is there to discuss? You see the allegations, you see the evidence, you see the hashtag, you see it all. You're on social media. Why is a meeting even taking place? Is it do you want the golden share that much that you're willing to compromise? These are all just questions. I know some of the people in these groups. I've met a couple of them. I'm just making sure. I'm just double down in making sure that you guys are not going to be manipulated. Because listen, if money's thrown at anything, it's only human that when money is thrown in your direction, you start to sway, to move a little bit iffy. I'm not going to assume that you guys are just can't be touched. If the journalists can be touched as well, maybe you guys can as well. I'm just raising the yellow flag, not even the red flag, just the yellow flag, just the side of caution. Please make sure that you guys are listening to the fans and what we're saying, and don't be manipulated and swayed and bribed or given a golden share, and the golden share means more to you than potentially what we're out here talking about, which is some serious issues. Just that's all I'm gonna say is just make sure that meeting don't go well, innit? Because if the Ricketts get through that meeting, or if it's already happened, and they make
apparently it's already happened.
Because it already happened.
I think it's already happened.
I don't understand
the Ricketts have already come and gone.
I don't understand how the Ricketts are making a shortlist after speaking to you. They shouldn't. After they speak to you, they should be sobbing, walking out the meeting room, couple tears, and they go back to America and they don't come back. So I'm not really understanding what the purpose of the meeting is for. But I'm not gonna accuse it. I'm just saying, just watch yourselves, innit? Make sure you're doing what you need to be doing, yeah. Yeah. Don't be pissing about. Don't be pissing about, guys. Because for me, I need to. I've always said, I think, with these groups, as long as there's diversity in age and in representation, you can't go wrong. When there isn't representation and diversity in these groups, that's where things start to get very fucked up very quickly, because they're not seeing all of the different sides to things. I'm pretty sure there is. Maybe Paul Cannaville maybe is in one of these groups as well. So I'm pretty sure there is. But just please make sure. Maybe I'm just projecting fear. Just make sure that you're doing what you need to do. Please do not piss this up. Do not piss this up. Because when I seen that they're having a meeting with the Ricketts, I'm very confused as to why. That meeting should have been cancelled. That for me is a problem. I don't really understand why you're having a meeting. But anyway, you know.
I'll tell you why they're having a meeting. At the end of the day, money talks, man. This is the thing. As I said, Raine Group is connected to the Ricketts. The people that are making the selection are very close to the Ricketts family. You tell me, how can they be not biased? And just to play devil's advocate, I think this is probably one of the reasons why Catalina Kim is acting mad, because she understands the competition is not fair. The competition is not fair. There are inside dealings. There is inside corruption. You got people like the Chelsea Trust Group most likely saw some heavy money coming from the Ricketts and say, hey, we don't pay too much attention with the social media and the hashtags over there. Let's have a conversation. Catalina Kim is probably thinking, oh, we've got no chance. Raine Group are literally going to give it to the Ricketts family. We got to make a move in social media and get the fans backing. I'm just throwing scenarios out there why these people might be doing what they're doing, because it's not fair.
Are you all beginning to see how people get rich?
And this is what I'm saying.
Connections, immoral connections.
It all comes down to this whole fiasco with UK government going after Roman. Don't kid yourself one bit that it was about Ukraine. It was simply for the fact that how can we take Chelsea away from Roman? It was finding an opportunity, and they found an opportunity right now, and they're trying their level best to get this off Roman.
It's all about strengthening their political position, you know?
Is it?
For the next
We've been used as an asset.
Yeah, it's all about strengthening their position for the next election, looking strong, looking like they're dealing with a situation ruthlessly, with swift action. That's all it's about. It's not about logic and understanding the mechanics and the finer details of Chelsea Football Club and where the sanctions should stop, where they should end, differentiating between owner and club. It's not about any of that. It's just about looking strong and acting as quickly as possible to make up for a absolutely shambolic handling of the pandemic. Shambolic. I don't know if there's a government that's handled it worse. Maybe there are some that have handled it just as bad, but I really would struggle to put anyone below them. They have been absolutely shambolic. So they need to repair that. And like I said, it's much easier now. We know how the news cycle works in this country. It's very manipulative. 1 minute, this is the headline. Take it away. This is the headline. What happened to that headline? Shut the fuck up. No one's talking about that anymore. That's old news. It's still going on, but we're not talking about that anymore. We're talking about this. Focus on what I just showed you. They dropped a Roman Abramovich documentary on, what was it, BBC?
No way.
They dropped a documentary like 2 weeks ago of like how bad he is. And I'm like, come on, guys. What's all this? Where did this come from?
Bro, where's a documentary for your government?
Bro, where was it?
Every country out there can make one.
By the way, sorry to the parents that I promised I would stop swearing, okay? I'm very angry. The Fall of the Roman Empire on BBC iPlayer. That dropped on the... Oh, no, it's been available for over a year, hasn't it? But it came back up at the top of the... how they shuffled.
It worked, didn't it?
Yeah, it came straight back to the top.
The BBC pushing those agendas.
Yeah, they pushed that one out nicely because I didn't even know it existed until recently.
Let's get funded, by the way, just saying.
Yeah, I mean, the Stephen Pleguini guy and the Empowerment IP, I don't know where they've come from, but that's Sky News. They're new. I'm not going to go through them because, I mean, they're just new bidders. And by the way, we're not going to be able to cover and rank every bidder because we don't have a shortlist. So we're just going with the guys we know. So there's no point pretending that we should even touch on those guys without finding out who the other guys are as well. There's loads of bidders we don't know about. They've just come out through Sky News anyway. But the final one that everybody knows about is Woody Johnson. And he obviously is receiving a lot of backlash for alleged racist and sexist comments to staff and allegedly trying to use his position it's all allegedly in this report, and but allegedly trying to use his position to advance Donald Trump's business interests. So he's got a lot of ties to Trump, and all of that kind of stuff. Does anybody know what he's about from a sporting aspect, financially, what he can bring to the table? I mean, obviously, outside of sports, he's not looking good, much like the Ricketts. But from a sporting aspect, what's this brother saying? Is he got any money?
He's the.
I feel like I have
New
to
York
shake
Jets,
these idiots down as they come through the bridge. You know, you just run. We're running. We're doing a little money check. Just start shaking their trousers, shaking their jackets, their blazers for money. Do you know what I mean? That's what I feel like I'm doing right now. It's ridiculous. Shaking.
But yeah, I think he's the owner of the New York Jets, and I've already seen. I mean, Alex Goldberg's been very vocal about Woody Johnson, and obviously him being out in the States, familiar with US sport. Yeah, I mean, him and many others have gone, do not allow Woody Johnson in. Like, no, it will not function well at all. And apparently the New York Jets are in the gutter. So yeah, personally, that's enough for me. That's enough forewarning for me.
The hashtag includes no to Ricketts and Woody Johnson now. So that's the new hashtag that's floating around. So it's exactly what Younes said. They've got a bad track record with New York Jets. Are they a basketball team or baseball team or something like that?
No, the New York Jets are
baseball.
I'm not no, aren't they?
The American viewers.
Aren't they American football? I swear they're American.
Oh, NFL. Okay.
Because there's the Giants, and then I think there's the. Hang on.
Yeah, apparently, that's not a very well run
American football team.
Yeah.
They're the second. So you obviously you have the Giants, who are very well known, but then you have the Jets. You have Chelsea, you have Tottenham, basically.
It's just another individual that individual has drama around their name, not who they're. We at this point, as I said at the start of this process, and I'll say at the end of it, every billionaire, or 99% of billionaires, are going to have an affiliation or a link or a connection to someone dodgy if they're not dodgy themselves, and there's going to be dirty money or dirty some sort of issue if you dig.
It has to be.
But the fact that these two, Ricketts and Johnson, is staring at us right in the face, and it's them. It's not who they're affiliated with. It's not their friend. It's not their neighbor. It's them as an individual. That, for me, I mean, that's obvious. You just wipe them out immediately. And the final point, which is not serious but it's true, we didn't get Adama Traore, so we don't need Johnson's baby oil. We don't need the discount code. We don't need you. We don't need that. If we had signed him in January, bring your suppliers. Maybe we stop selling the fanzines outside the stadium. We start selling the baby oil. Who knows? You could have made a case, but you can't make a case when we don't need the oil. Do you know what I'm saying? Not that. I mean, the actual oil is the reason we're in this mess. But anyway, so yeah, it's long. Let's rank these guys before.
I mean, even really, really quick, even with Woody Johnson, if we're being real, Johnson & Johnson, right? If you're talking about immorals.
Oh, I've done a lot of I done a whole case study on this company back in school.
Bruh, look no further than Big Pharma. That's all you do. Forget the rest. Just Johnson & Johnson. You would have known exactly how that company operates.
Do you want to run us quickly a little summary if you've got one for this one?
Let's just say it's been many lawsuits and many damages to many people.
Yeah,
and not just them. I mean, I could start listing all sorts of Big Pharma, but that's very, very tainted on YouTube now. You can't be talking that, so I'm gonna keep quiet for your sake, Matisse. I'm gonna get the same people shutting this down.
Do your research, yeah. Go do your research. You're not gonna get that information here, okay?
Many lawsuits.
We're not trying to get the channel shut down, but yeah. But as I've kept, but you know what? The final thing I'll end on is I don't like the way, I mean, again, it's just Western media propaganda and influence and manipulation. American corruption and war and American violence is seen as, it's not that bad. Just the lads messing around. Middle East issues, Whoa, what the fuck, man? That's crazy.
What's Middle East, bro?
Do you know what I mean?
What's that?
What? What the hell? You guys did that?
There's people there?
That's ridiculous. What the preposterous? How could you?
You can see the hypocrisy just right there, like really quick. Okay, we have a problem with, say, the Saudis, okay, with what's going on over there and their bombardment, Yemen and all that. Okay, cool.
100%.
But no one talks about Yemen. But everyone's focused on Ukraine.
Yeah.
There's no footage.
But no, we'll talk about the Saudis, but no, we won't talk about Yemen. But then we'll talk about Ukraine.
We got the Ukrainian flags in our ats, but we're not supporting Yemen publicly, but we care about Yemen enough to say that the Saudis are wrong, but we don't care enough to actually support them publicly like we do with Ukraine. But America can bomb countries, and that's fine. Okay,
that's okay. That's fine.
I'm just checking. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna round up. We're gonna round up because I'm not gonna get into this. I'm not gonna do this. But you guys, you get where I'm going with that. The energy is not consistent, you know.
Not at all.
Unfortunately, as it never is. Let's go with the final ranking of. I nearly forgot to rank them, which meant the title of this would have been completely irrelevant. And it's literally at the bottom. So how could I forget? I'm gonna give my ranking first of all. Give you time, guys, to think. Give you some time to think.
What are we doing? Top 3 or top 4? Because apparently the shortlist is going to be 3 or 4. So
I say we go with 3.
Should we go with
top
3?
3?
Yeah? Top 3. I still think the Saudi media group for me is top, but that's mainly because I explain I know they've got the finances to put us in a more self-sustainable position long term with the stadium, with not caring so much about sales in terms of getting rid of players. I feel like they could financially handle the losses. Technically, it wouldn't be their loss anyway because they're just coming in. And I feel like if we are to get rid of the deadwood, we need to do so rapidly, and we need to stop penny pinching and stop looking for 10 million, 20 million for Barkley and actually just get rid. And I feel like they're going to be potentially the most ruthless because they've got that money to do so. And they've promised to keep the women's team and the youth teams, operating as usual as well, and financially keeping them, if anything, improving them. So from a football aspect, they're for me still at the top. Second would be Todd and the Swiss consortium. I think Todd, he wants to run it in a sustainable manner. I don't think we're perfectly set up for that, but it is what it is. We're halfway there, I guess you could say. And he seems like he knows what he's talking about. Third wouldn't be Woody, obviously. Wouldn't be the Ricketts, obviously. Third place.
Difficult, isn't it?
Not many good ones around.
I really don't like Nick Candy and the South Korean financial group. I'm stand by that.
They would have been my third, but after today,
no, I don't even want to put them third. I feel very strongly about the way that they've gone about their campaign, and I don't like it. It's giving me very bad vibes. I'm gonna go with somebody that I don't know. Who's out there that I'm gonna go? Do you know what? Because we've got bidders that are there that we don't know about, I'm going to go with the unknown quantity is the third option. I'm going to go with someone that hasn't said a word yet, and they could come to the table maybe as on the shortlist that I just don't know yet. I'm going to leave that space open for that invisible bidder, because I'm not going with any of the other names that I've seen so far. I'm not doing it. Because I actually feel like Nick Candy and the South Korean financial group will spend. If they've got the money, it sounds like they've he's been backed by a wealthy group. They've got money, but I don't trust the way they spend. So just so people know, this is not always all about money. I just don't trust them to spend that money properly if they do spend. I mean, Miz, what about you?
Am I going with my personal selection or what I think is the
Your
selection?
Your personal.
My personal, okay.
Because
personal,
Ricketts will probably be in it.
Yeah, well, they don't like my kind, so they're definitely gone. They don't like Muslims. Saudis, yeah. If we want to continue our current way of success under Roman, and Roman's got 1.5 billion in debt, Saudis will continue that kind of spending, and they wouldn't care one bit because they've just got abundance of money, abundance. So they will be focused on just winning. That's it. Win, 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 win. Whatever Thomas Tuchel wants, you shall get. So that's number one. Whether that's a good way to move forward, I don't know. You still need to be smart. Not just...
I mean, the City owners are still smart, I would say. So
Exactly.
you could be smart.
Smart purchases and quality purchases, I suppose, still being able to, be buying the 50 millions, the 60 millions, and then rack up your team that way. So that's number one. Todd Boehly, number two, because they seem the most sensible out there. They seem like they've actually got a proper plan set out. And I think it'd be great to see that plan come to fruition and become self-sustainable. Third one, look, I'm not going to go with Matisse, the unknown factor, because obviously he's gone with that. I'll throw in the South Koreans, as much as it sounds very mad what they're doing. But at least I know that they've got money. Do you know what I mean? And at least I know that that's a start. Yeah, it worries me the whole way how Nick Candy talks. It gives me proper Chels vibes. Like it gives me, is all going to be about sentiments. Frank, you're back again. If you're relegating Everton, you're fine. Back to Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. John Terry, guess what? You're my assistant manager. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I just that scares me, but hopefully, because I think Catalina said in one of her tweets that Nick Candy is going to be taking care of the stadium redevelopment because that's his commercial property, that's his expertise. Catalina is going to be taking care of the operations because CNP Sports, where she is the CEO, they have ownership of one or several K-League teams, or I think it might be one K-League team, and then the financial backing is all the everyday running operational expenses and all that. So yeah, for me it's just between Saudis and Todd Boehly, to be honest. I don't even want to have a third one.
At least there is a plan potentially. Well, again, it's all lip service at this point. I just feel like I can't believe anything they say. But at least there sounds like there's some sort of plan for stadium redevelopment or expansion under them, which is a huge plus point for me. But yeah, they just.
That's probably what Nick Candy wants as well, Matisse. Like he thinks he's going to be getting a lot of tenders out there. Do you know what I mean? He'll make some money. Like he'll get a lot of good contracts.
Yeah.
So,
Younes, what about you, bro?
I agree. I think personally, the Saudi media group, when you look at it, they look like they have all angles covered. Don't really hear much about them. They're very discreet. Happy days. The financial backing is there. They've got experience with sports teams. Al Nassr, Al Hilal. They've got experience with stadium redevelopment. They're going to invest in the men's, women's, and academies team. Yeah, everything seems like it would be in check. So with that, I would put that first. The Todd Boehly consortium, without a doubt, a close second right now, as it even looks like, if not joint in terms of how it's all being operated on their end. So those two have to be, as far as I'm concerned, the two that are considered the main contenders in this. And then in terms of a third, when I look at the rest, honestly, like I said, I would have put Nick Candy and that South Korean, but after what I've seen today, bruv, that's mad. So
you're not on Twitter, innit? So you didn't see all this shit.
I did not hear a thing. So yeah, that's a no. That's a big no, because I think it'd be too emotional. You can be too transparent with supporters. Supporters are not, they're not running the club. They're there to just support. We're not meant to have a proper say unless you give us a stake. And at that point, it can get quite sticky. What I've seen from some of the others, like I've heard that empowerment group or whatever the hell they are, who apparently have a link to Conor McGregor, by the way. So I think he might be coming in through the back door. It's through this empowerment IP group. So
Oh, really?
apparently so. They, I've read, are apparently looking to give no less than 25% stake to the fans. So, I mean, on paper, that sounds fantastic. Again, that could get a little sticky. That Stephen, what's his name? His name is about to pop up on the screen any moment. I'm waiting for the role to get to him. There it is. So
Pagliuca.
Stephen Pagliuca, right? Co-owner of Boston Celtics and owner of Atalanta in Serie A. I mean, that's definitely enough experience with a decent European club. Atalanta, who've managed to be brought up to where they are now. They finished third in Serie A last season. I mean, that maybe sounds like enough experience. That's good in terms of taking a football club forward. Now, with enough resources like Chelsea have, what are you going to do with it? Again, we'll see. But as a third, that's the only name that I can look at and go, you know what? I might be okay with you.
Yeah.
that's it. But Saudi media and Todd Boehly, they're the main two, man.
Yeah, I was going to put them as my third as well, but I'm gonna just leave that space open until I find out the shortlist. But I did like you know the experience with other clubs. I just don't know. I have no idea how rich they are, or what they're trying to do. Are they trying to add to their portfolio, or what's going on? I don't know. Are we just gonna be part of this big football group that they've got? I don't know. It's all crazy. But yeah, I think we've covered all bases today, as much as we can cover without getting the shortlist, ranking them, and hopefully, for me, it's very clear: no Ricketts, no Woody Johnson. If it's not those two, then we've already won. You know, it's as simple as that. It cannot be either of those two, especially the Ricketts. The Ricketts, it's not going to be them. I'll put it like that. I'm gonna make this promise to you right now, people. It ain't going to be them, because as soon as they end up on that shortlist, there will be a protest, and I feel like it will be even more chaotic than the Super League one. The Super League one, it didn't really take that long in the grand scheme of things. This one might have to do some camping outside. I just hope that I'm gonna be away for the weekend. If this shit goes down, I hope it goes down while I'm still like in the vicinity, because I want to be there. I'm gonna bring banners. I'm gonna bring fireworks. I'm gonna turn up for this shit. If they get onto that shortlist and if there's a protest, I'm there. I am there. And bro, don't shut this shit down before I get there. Let me get involved too. I want to be there. But yeah, Miz, let them know where to find you, man. It's been a great episode as always. And yeah, man, it's crazy.
100%, man. Brilliant conversation. Just quickly, I just want to add, we might have given you our selection. I don't think it's going to go down this way.
No.
I have a feeling the Ricketts will be in the shortlist.
Oh, they will.
They will be in the shortlist. Just get ready for the backlash.
They will, and start getting ready with the press ups and then weightlifting and all that, bruv. Get yourself in shape for this. This is going to be
in the shortlist.
As a prediction, Todd, Nick, Candy, the Ricketts, and if there's one more space,
it'll be the Saudis. They'll probably just get the fourth.
They
might just get in the shortlist, but ultimately it might just come down to, I think, Ricketts and Todd Boehly. People underestimate. I know we've been putting the hashtag, but I'm telling you, we can hashtag it as much as we want. Maybe it's already won. Do you know what I mean? Maybe the money's already been given to Raine Group and the government officials. What do you think the UK government is so desperate in this particular transaction? Maybe they're paid out. Maybe they're paid out. Do you know what I mean?
If the Ricketts make that shortlist,
like apparently Younes, they're loaded. The Ricketts are loaded.
Still, like if
that Ken Griffin guy, apparently he's loaded.
Yeah,
like money buys everything, man.
Like, it's true. It's true.
Anyway,
if they make the biggest protest in our history, I can't lie.
For real. Like
I cannot emphasize how much of how screwed we are if these guys are. If they become our owners, we are so screwed. It's not even funny. Like if they make that shortlist, it has to be the biggest protest we've ever put on.
And this is aimed at Chelsea Football Club.
Yeah.
It's the board who are making this decision.
Because at that point we can't be
the board.
We can't be upset with the government anymore. Obviously, they're corrupted in this whole scheme, but we should be also upset with our people.
Chelsea picked the selection. Yeah, they picked the shortlist.
Do you know what I mean?
So mate, we wanted all of this to end nice, at least with the circumstances. Roman's leaving, all of that. Even Marina might be out and all that. like, you know, we're thankful and it's all nice, but it would be such a shame if all this ended really badly and ended with a protest at the bridge against them for adding the Ricketts on the shortlist. That would be the worst way for this to end, man.
And it will only prolong the situation. Like, we will not find an owner even longer.
Yeah.
So
let's hope it ends nice and they're not on it.
Don't select them. I have a bad feeling because
hashtag will be in the title, and hopefully, I mean, listen. At the moment, all we can do is the hashtag. You know, do the hashtag, whether it makes a difference or it doesn't. Do the hashtag, and then if it's still on the shortlist, then we move in force.
We will step things up.
Step outside. We step outside.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can catch me on the other side of the coin. I just dropped a video about 3 hours ago, so check that out if you get the opportunity, where I actually talked about not the owners, I just talk about the hypocrisy, the conspiracy, the sabotage on Chelsea Football Club. So check that out if you get the opportunity. And very close to 11,000. I think I'm only up about 50 away. So help me out, guys.
Get it done. Get it done. Working extremely hard, man. Honestly, you're uploading a lot of content right now. Twice a day, like I said, people. He's covering this flat out. No messing about. No stone unturned. On this channel, every stone is still in position. But when the shortlist comes out, then I'll knuckle down. But right now, I'm seizing the opportunity. I'm seizing the opportunity to talk about other clubs. I did Big Six filming yesterday in person. That was a lot of fun. And that content will be dropping.
I can't wait for that. That's going to be good.
Younes,
let them know where to find you, bro. Pleasure as always.
Definitely, man. Yeah, definitely follow the other side of the coin. Make sure you're subscribed there. Make sure you're subbed there. But yeah, Younes Talks Football. Right now, there's no football except for internationals, which is kicking off today. It's going to be interesting. So we've got, I think, at least for the international break, we've got the best international break we could ask for. Like, this is going to be mad for all the countries that are looking to qualify to the World Cup. So that's going to be good. I won't be covering that unless something mad happens. I'll just keep tabs on.
I was going to ask you, Younes, like, you're not covering any of the, because I think Portugal-Turkey's on tonight.
Portugal-Turkey's on tonight. Nigeria-Ghana versus
tomorrow.
That's going to
Nigeria, Ghana, Senegal, Egypt, Africa Cup of Nations final replay, basically.
Bro, you should cover, bro. I was hoping for some watch along. Maybe just jump onto your channel, listen to what you're up to.
I definitely won't be able to. In terms of time and all that, I won't be able to. That's this international break anyway. So, if something mad happens, I will try. But for now, keep up on the news and see what's going on at Chelsea or any other clubs. But right now, Chelsea are the forefront. So yeah, just keep giving my views on what's going on day by day.
There you go. Well, guys, make sure you subscribe to everybody's channels. You already know how to do that. I mean, I have to tell you at this point, but it's in the description. It's in there waiting for you as well. And for me, of course, London Clubs Carnage dropped a couple of days ago. You guys have probably seen that now. I gave you a few days to watch that. Like I said, Big Six, we filmed in person yesterday. It was a full day's filming. Managed to get it all done. That will be dropping at the weekend. You could get 2 uploads on the Big Six channel at the weekend, but you'll definitely get one on the Saturday at 12 for the centre backs, the top 6 centre backs in the Premier League era. And we go through obviously each position, and then we'll be moving on to other content as well. So check that out. Follow on Twitch as well, because Twitch tonight I probably will do Portugal versus Turkey watch along, and then nice. Flawless. I'll do Flawless after that as well. So we're because over the weekend, I think the only bit of Twitch content you're going to get from me from Friday, Saturday, Sunday is probably just the Grand Prix on Sunday, because I'm going to take a little calm down over the weekend, Twitch content wise. YouTube probably every other day until the next week. But obviously, if there's breaking news, then I'm going to be on it. So yeah, that's how we're looking at the moment. And yeah, make sure you're checking out everybody's channels. Make sure you're subscribed. And until next time, in a bit, people. Peace.